Hello, guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it comes from an email that was sent to us by one of our dear listeners. Indeed, strange things do happen in this world. So the message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? I am a French-speaking man. I am currently residing in my country of birth, which is Nigeria, and my story goes on like this. So I grew up in a family whereby both of my parents, they were teachers. My father, he is still alive, but as for my mother, she passed away, and when she passed away, it was because of some of the rituals that I did. When it came for me to sacrifice my father, then I was told that the sacrifice had been postponed. So I am still waiting for that day when I am going to be told that the time is now right for me to sacrifice my own father. So growing up, me and my siblings, we all knew that we were all going to follow in the footsteps of our parents, since our parents were teachers and we were going to become teachers. My eldest sister, she is also a teacher, but one of my elder brother, he is just a hustler. He has his own small thing that he is doing. In our family, I can say that I was the one who managed to break that chain that was following in our family. The one that I can say was the spirit of not being able to succeed in some of the things that you wanted to do. My parents, they were very comfortable with them being teachers, and I didn't find it to be comfortable, me being a teacher and just having a regular low salary. So from a very young age, I was someone who was always on the street trying to hustle. When I was on the street, I met a lot of people. Then there was this other man that I met. He went with me to his house. He told me that he wanted someone who would regularly come to his place so that the person can clean up the yard and clean up the swimming pool. I was really excited because this man, he was loaded. He had a lot of money and a lot of workers, even though I could not even understand why he was in need of my services. But as a hustler, I saw that this was going to become my own stepping stone. As a hustler, I knew that this was going to become my stepping stone. I worked very hard and I saw that the man enjoyed the kind of services that I was providing to him. There was a time when he had told me that he wanted to travel out of town, but he didn't want to travel alone. On that trip, he had said that he won't be able to travel with one of his drivers because there was a situation that his driver had to go and attend to back in his village from where he came from. He asked me if I was available. I was happy. He asked if my parents were going to agree because to the state where we were supposed to be traveling to, it was quite a long way. And I then pretended as if I had gone with this other letter that his secretary had typed up for me to go and give to my parents so that they can fill up that form and sign it, and by the time that they had finished signing it up, I would then return it back to that man. I lied to him and I forged some signatures. There were some people that I knew who were in the business of creating fake documents and signing off fake signatures. I then went to those people and they did everything. They filled up the forms with fake details of my parents. Then I returned with that letter of consent to that man. After I had given him, that was when he told me that the very same night we were supposed to travel out of state, going to that place where we were supposed to go to. When the evening came, it was me and him. We started driving and driving until we had reached this other place place. From the moment that we drove into that village, I immediately knew that this man had driven all the way to get some charms, because in that state a lot of voodoo priestesses and priests, they operate in that state. We then drove off to this other house, and he claimed that the house belonged to one of his relatives. But when we walked into the compound, there was nothing, yet there was a lot of livestock. We stayed there, Brother Nashi, for 2 whole weeks, and I didn't even see anyone. But that compound, it was always kept clean. What would happen is that he used to sleep in another bedroom. Then he had showed me this other room whereby I was supposed to sleep in. But as I will be sleeping, I kept on hearing voices as if people were busy doing their house chores, as if to them when the evening would have arrived, then it would be like the daytime for them. I was always scared. When that man had realized that I was able to hear some of the weird stuff that was happening in that house and the compound, that was when he gave me some juice to drink. But this juice, it was made out of a certain tree leaves. It was sour and bitter to drink. After I had drank that herbal mix that was very bitter, when the evening came, I went into that room that I used to sleep in, and that man that I was working for, he went into that room that he was using it as his bedroom. But as I was about to get into that room that I was sleeping, that was when he said something that was really weird to me. He said to me, "Let your third eye be opened, my son." Then I went into that room that I was using as my bedroom. At that time, when he had said, "Let your third eye be opened, my son," I didn't even understand, because as far as I knew, human beings had only 2 eyes. So this thing of a human being having the third eye was a new concept to me. When I went to bed, Brother Nashi, I don't know what happened. I felt as if there was a force that came into that room that I was sleeping in. And after the force had came into that room, then it started moving all over my body. That was when I felt that my third eye was opened. I then saw that at this place where I thought that there was a compound and a beautiful village house, there was no such thing. But we were deep in the forest. We were actually staying at this other shrine that was deep in the forest, and there were people that were going around doing their business. So these were the people that I used to hear as they'll be busy doing their chores. When I turned around to see if that man was close by, I then saw that the only thing that was separating the place where I was sleeping and the place where my former boss was sleeping, it was just a white curtain that was hanging between 2 trees. And when I woke up, Brother Nashi, there was this other very short man. The man came to me and he was surprised to see that I had seen him. Then he walked towards the place where I was sitting, because I was trying to see what was going on. Then that man came and he pointed something at me.